with diamonds in the street, boy, you shine. Thought my name is Drake, and I had a couple blinds. Going to a job, thought my name is Drake, and I had a couple.
What's going on, my people? What's going on, my lovely, wonderful community? My name is Mac Diesel, the host with the most, the best, better than the rest. And we are back with another episode of The Bakery. Been a long time. Been very busy. Been trying to, figure some things out. And I think this episode will be good because we're going to kind of like dive in, a little bit deeper. We're going to talk about some things and we're going to build on this. We're going to make this a kind of like a new thing, a new revamp, if you will, something that makes things feel a little bit more comfortable for not only me, but everybody else. So, yeah, I'm sorry I've been gone for so long. Like I said, I've been dealing with life, work, trying to make a name for myself, trying to be mentally strong, emotionally strong, and spiritually strong as well. But with that being said, let's just get into it. Let's get it popping. So, I think today's episode is based on the word authentic or authenticity. Authenticity. I can't pronounce that word, but we're going to go with authentic mainly. And I think why I want to go with that word is because I started the podcast probably about a few months ago, earlier this year. And I've been trying to find ways to not only help me, but help everybody else. Now, in the process of doing that, I think I haven't been as authentic as I would like to be. Not saying, I have to be cussing and, saying these things and acting all crazy. Because that's usually how people get, their spiel, their, getting known. And that's cool and all, it's probably good for everybody else, but not for me. I feel like I have to be myself. And usually when I'm around other people, I'm usually, a good going guy. I like to have fun. I like to laugh. I like to joke, things like that. But I'm also not the type to be, this macho, like, oh, I'm cooler than everybody else. Like, just crazy. But I am a very genuine person with a lovely personality. And it takes a lot for me to actually get to that point where I can be myself. But a lot of times I feel like I have to pull back because it makes other people uncomfortable. Doing the podcast, I felt like I had to put on a persona that wasn't actually me. And I think that's a lot of what stopped me from making episodes is because I didn't feel like myself. And I hate that because I always want to feel like myself. I always want to be myself. So, and I'm not saying, doing the Bible scriptures and things like that wasn't a good idea. But I also know that not everybody is going to be into that. And I know there's other podcasts out there that are like that. And that wasn't my ultimate goal, but my ultimate goal was to be just, like I said, myself, just talk about different topics, get into what's going on in the world and things like music, video games, movies even. And I didn't really get to do that. And I feel like that part of the podcast was just like how can I put it? It was just a small section of me trying to self-evaluate who I was. And so, although this episode can also be a part of that, self-evaluation, I felt like I was evaluating how I was on the past episodes. And I felt like, maybe I could be a little loose. Like, I think I could really just kind of get more comfortable. I think I was just being too like, oh no, I don't want to say this because I know these people are watching, or oh, I don't want to say this because I know I might get judged. But in reality, I really shouldn't care. Like, this is something for me. This is something I wanted to do. not only is it helping me, but it also helps other people who, like I said, don't have a voice and don't know how to express themselves. So I wanna keep that on track, but I also want to make sure that I'm having as much fun doing it when I'm recording myself. So that's what this is for today. I really want to kind of dig a little bit deeper on what it is that I'm trying to bring with this podcast. Not only with that, but with myself and, many people, not many people, but whoever's watching. It's just important to me. So, recently I started doing a lot of backtracking, and I thought about a lot of different ideas that may come about and what I want to name those ideas, not trying to mimic somebody else, but create my own thing. And I know I'm probably repeating myself again, but that's just how I want this podcast to be. Going forward, I want it to be, like I said before, authentic. I want it to be original. And I notice a lot of people ask me about my podcast, or even when I talk to my friends about different people's podcasts, and like, what would it be like if we were having a podcast? And I always think about that kind of stuff because I think it's fun. I think it would be a good idea. But I also know, like, so many people are doing podcasts now that they're either trying to do it to, make money, or maybe they're just doing it because, they enjoy talking to people, or maybe they're doing it because they want to, whatever the reason is. I think my reason that makes me original is because it helps me get a lot of up here out. I think it helps when I'm having those overthinking moments, or having those sad days, or even like just when I'm angry. It helps bring that emotion out of you and gets it off of you, so you feel like a feather at the end of the day. For an example, I had an issue at work last night, and I'm saying last night because it is currently 10:03 right now. But I had an issue last night where I got a little upset at work, and it was because of somebody else's attitude. And the thing about attitudes and the thing about me is I feel energy. I feel all types of energy. So if you're feeling angry, sad, or any type of emotion, it's like I'm almost pulling that energy from you. Like I'm Naruto or something. Like, you take people's chakra. For the anime people, I know a lot of people don't watch anime. I know. But like, what's another example? Like, if we're playing tug of war and like you're feeling this emotion and I'm kind of like pulling it away from you, but you're also pulling back. It's kind of like that type of situation. And I feel like that's something that I've always had growing up, even now, from when I was born to now. Like, I just feel that emotion, and it kind of jumps on me. So when I felt that person's emotion, it kind of like, it triggered me a little bit, because I'm like, my first instinct is like, first of all, you're not going to be getting mad at me because I'm doing my job. But at the same time, I had to think, I'm like, I can't be getting like that. Like, it's a small matter. It shouldn't be causing me to feel like, oh yeah, like, I'm sick of you, I'm gonna cuss you out. And I should, but that's just where my mind goes. And I'm pretty sure that's a lot of people. But at the end of the day, you have to live life being a feather. And that doesn't mean just being careless, but it also means not allowing little stuff to affect my emotion and my attitude. I have to be willing to be like, okay, this is how this person feels. If I go into the situation, this is how I need to be. If I'm not going into the situation, then I need to just walk away and let them feel whatever they're going to feel, and then come back to it later and be like, hey, how you feeling? I know you were feeling this earlier. How do you feel now? There's so many different ways to go about it. And so for me, I think it's important that I continue on that route of just being myself and finding ways to continue to be, like I said, like a feather, not allowing the world or other people around me to contradict who I am at the end of the day. I'm always going to be who I am at the end of the day. And if I'm sitting here acting like something I'm not, then I'm not going to be happy. And I never will be happy. It's hard to be something that you're not. And I'm trying to think of a way to put it. It's hard to be something that you're not and think that you're living a regular life. No, you're living somebody else's life. That's not you. So I think that when it comes to these things that we deal with throughout life, no matter the circumstances, no matter the emotion we may feel, no matter, if we think we're right or if we're wrong, we still have to stick to our guns. We have to stick to who we know we are without transforming into somebody else. So that's just a little piece of what I dealt with yesterday. But just going on this podcast again, and I keep saying it, I need to stop saying it, but going forward, I want to add some sections into the podcast, which include music takes, like I said, different movies, TV shows, even, just advice of the day, just different kinds of stuff. And I've done some, writing down, I've done some jotting, and I've done some trying to figure out my how do you say, my niche. I don't even know if that's a word, but I think it is. I believe it is. But I'm trying to find my plate, right? And I'm trying to take my plate and put all my cookies on there with my different ideas. And I know a lot of that is going to come with a lot of research and practice and, just not necessarily going off of somebody else's podcast, but just building ideas off of theirs and making it my own and having my own stuff. Because I don't like when I watch podcasts or I hear podcasts and they're all the same. Like everybody's talking about the same thing. Like there's so many podcasts about relationships. There's so many podcasts about health. There's so many podcasts about whatever. I feel like a lot of podcasts are the same, and it's up to us as people to be mentally strong enough to know which ones are right and which ones are wrong. A lot of the times, I think we go into listening to a podcast or watching podcasts expecting it to be the answer we're looking for, when in reality, it's almost not the answer we're looking for. We just hear what we want to hear. That's going to make us happy, and we just go with it, which is not the best idea. But, everybody chooses their own path. So, like I said, I just want to be me. I want to be original. I want to go back to having fun. I want to go back to where I can just come on here and just talk. I just want to talk. I think that's one of the core values that I have, is that I can talk and make sense of a lot of things. And even like having conversation with people, it's a back and forth. It's not just one-sided. Unless that person is either mad or just feeling some type of emotion, then that's different. But, I don't mind that. Like if it ends up being one-sided, I know when to cut it off. If it ends up being a back and forth thing, then I know, we're engaging in conversation, where we're talking and we know what's going to come out of the conversation. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm just really excited to be back going into this thing. To anybody out there, you know what I'm saying, who may be feeling the same way I'm feeling, just know it gets easier with time, with a lot of prayer and a lot of, self-checking, even therapy too. Therapy is a very helpful tool that allows you to find yourself even when you don't want to. I think it's beneficial for us as human beings to have an escape and be able to release the amounts of emotion and thoughts that we may be having. It's not okay, or it should never be okay to where you feel like you're not heard or you get neglected at times. And trust me, I've been through that. I'm going through it now, and I know I'm in my isolation era, my isolation season, and it's helping me find a different version of me. I'm still gonna be myself, but it's also helping me know who I am at the end of the day. I'm not, trying to satisfy somebody else's needs. I'm not out here trying to make other people happy. Like, I'm just myself. I don't give a damn, if nobody likes me for trying to be better. Like, that's just what it is. You don't like it? I'm sorry. I'm not gonna be something that I'm not just to satisfy your needs. Cause I'll tell you right now, it ain't happening. It's not. So you better, yeah. What's up? Huh? What you say? Yeah. No, I'm just playing. Yeah, man. That's all I have for today. I will be back consistent again. I'm giving that a promise. I'm making that promise to you guys, to my friends who know I'm doing this. Like, y'all know I be trying, man. I be really giving my all when I do stuff. I give 110%. If it's not 110%, I'll make it 110% because that's just what kind of workhorse I am. I'm all about getting it done. I'm all about, like I said, 110%. I don't want nothing less. I want to give my all. So I apologize to you guys for not being as consistent as I should be, but I'm getting there. I'm getting back. It was just a lot on my mind at the time, and I think I've figured out where I want to be and where I want this podcast to go and where I want my content to go. So, like I said, in due time, just be patient with me, and let's go through this journey. Let's do it. Let's make it happen. But with that being said, I appreciate y'all watching this video. I appreciate y'all supporting me as much as possible. And like I said, I love each and every person that supports and comes and, even messages me and says, hey, man, like, I really like what you're doing. I think it's a great idea. And I think, you're going to help a lot of people. And that's my ultimate goal, is to help a lot of people. But I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to try to get this up at least, if not by tonight, tomorrow morning. It'll be posted for sure. I will not go the rest of this week without posting this video. I have to work, but I will pull up. I will make it happen. I'm telling y'all, I'll make it happen. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, no, I'm not kidding. I'm serious. I'm not making it. Hello, Mr. Mike. I'm gonna make it happen. It's gonna get posted. I appreciate y'all coming through. I'll see y'all in the next one, Bakery. Peace.
Diamonds in the street, boy, you shine. Thought my name is Drake, and around with diamonds in the street. Boy, you shine. Thought my name is Drake, and I had a couple blind. Going to a job. Thought my name is Drake, and I had a couple blind. Boy, you shine.